I'm standing right now on the rooftop of my hostel here in Santa Marta, Colombia. Santa Marta is the third largest city on Colombia's Caribbean coast and one of the oldest cities in South America. Simon Bolivar actually died here in Santa Marta. Uh, my last video was in Nicaragua. Since then, I've been to Costa Rica and Panama, but I just failed to take a video, even though I was in some pretty incredible places. I don't know what to say. I'm just stupid. Anyways, since Leon, where my last video was, I couch surfed in Managua for almost, let's see, 5 nights. When I went to an ATM in Managua to withdraw some money, I go and put in my bank card, and it says that there's nothing left on the account. I know this is wrong because I had just checked my account a few days ago, so I pop open the mobile application on my phone, and lo and behold, $200, all of it, had been withdrawn in Monterrey, Mexico. So I had to cancel the card, I had to call the bank, I had to file a fraud claim. Fortunately, I got the $200 refunded. But while I was in Costa Rica and Panama, I had to rely on my other bank card, which is far more expensive with a lot of fees. Anyways, in Costa Rica, I only stayed for a total of 8 nights. 5 of those nights were spent couch surfing in San Jose. The other 3 nights were in one night in one city. One night, one city, one night, one city, one night, one city, and then I was out of Costa Rica. It's a very beautiful country, very kind people, but it's just too expensive for me. And quite frankly, there are plenty of countries in the world that are beautiful with nice people that are less expensive than Costa Rica. While in Panama, I was very fortunate, I was able to sail through the Panama Canal. On couch surfing, there was a guy with a sailboat who needed line handlers to go through the Panama Canal. Basically, line handlers keep lines tight, holding the boat in the middle of the lock when the water's levels rise and fall so that the sailboat doesn't crash into the wall or crash into one of the barges that are inside of the lock with that boat. That was 3 nights in total. One night at the entrance to the canal on the on the Pacific Ocean side. One night in the middle of the canal in the artificial and stunning Lake Gatun because we couldn't make the crossing in one day. And one night on the Atlantic side, the Atlantic entrance to the canal. From Panama City, I flew to Medellin, and I lived and worked in Medellin for about 4 weeks in total, working at a hostel, working nights, 3 or 4 nights a week in exchange for a free place to stay. Not even meals, not the best deal, but Medellin was a beautiful city. The hostel was quite nice and quite quiet, so I was able to sleep through a lot of the shift, even if the sleep was pretty poor, being woken up by somebody returning back from the bar or the discotheque at, 2 or 3 in the morning. And of course, a group of 5 goes out and they all come back separately, all within 15 minutes of each other. So you can imagine what that is like. But Medellin is a very beautiful city, very cosmopolitan, and coming from Central America, I felt so safe there, and it was just truly refreshing. It almost felt like I was in Western Europe. um, Now I am leaving to Venezuela soon. I'm trying to find a travel companion to go with me to Venezuela. It's safer and more fun, but as you might imagine, there's not a lot of backpackers and travelers here in Santa Marta that are going on to Venezuela. So if I can't find anyone in the next few days, I'll unfortunately have to go on my own. But regardless of whether I go on my own or not, I know I'm going to have a fantastic time. So until my next video, have a good one.